Welcome to Lady Enchantress Garden and Travel. Today is a very good day. It's a sunny day and we are here with a Philodendron Florida beauty. Reverted. The story of my life. Reverted philodendrons. And now this is here. This is a very special one because it is flowering. Not all philodendrons are flowering on a certain lifespan, but about this plant, this was given to me by my cousin last year, about July last year, and now it is flowering. It is so green and healthy. Now this might be not so familiar to all of you because the leaves of this is not really a typical leaf. Like when you say it's a leaf, it usually connotes as like oblong kind of shape with a pointed tip, but this one is a totally different one. So it is so special. Its petiole is also a bit rough. It's not the same texture as in the major stem. So in terms of, I'll gonna discuss more really into details, and I'm gonna give you some still shots, some photos on a very specific, like very close up parts of the plant, especially the flower, which makes it more special. And if you have been watching my channel, I have reviewed a few philodendrons before, so if you are up for it, feel free to check that out. It's on my playlist on household indoor plants. And yes, hope you watch the rest of the video as I discuss in the...
Have a close look with this leaf. This isn't your typical leaf shape, is it? Its creamy, white, and thorium-like flower validates that this plant belongs to the family of Araceae. Usually the Araceae family possess somehow similar characteristics in terms of its physical appearance, but it just differs in terms of size and in terms of leaf shape and as well as color. My plants are not manicured, so you really see how I have them in reality. Like, it's not prepared because it's a video or stuff like that. It even has a pepper beside it because I was just throwing some seeds and accidentally it was growing there, and that is, I think, another seed, but generally it's still very healthy. When you take a look at it, there's a lot of aerial roots, and despite that there are greens around growing, it still generally retains its color. The deep green foliage is one of the attractive feature of this plant. You usually grow a philodendron plant not because of its flower, because they all honestly look almost like the same, but because of the different characteristics of its leaves. You might think that the roots are all stressed out, but this plant is perfectly fine. You might even see some growth here. I think this is a star apple seed and the other one is a pepper plant, but it does not really hamper on the growth so far of the plant, but I'll remove that in a while. I made this cocoa pole that I thought it did not really like because that's why it looked like shit, because I just made it up myself, but eventually it grew some love for it. So it hangs there, it hugs it like its life depends on it. Just like my Paraiso Verde philodendron, this flower only opens like once. It did not anymore open or bloom on the second day, so that is also a very limited time that they look like that. This is not the first time that an aroid blooms on me. That is actually very rare, to be honest, on the amount of aroids that I am growing. Someone said that this is a Florida ghost. For real, this is not a Florida ghost. I would probably accept if somebody would call this like really Florida green, although the one who gave this to me told me that this is a reverted Florida beauty, but it was given to me when it was already green, unlike my elbow at the back. If you see that elbow at the back, that's elbow Boursingiana. And this one gave me a hard time, as you noticed, in terms of clinging into the cocoa pole, because I just love doing some cocoa pole, and I don't think it loves it back. So don't worry about these two on the side. I'll gonna plant them and remove them here in the next couple of weeks when the rain comes, because I'm also growing fruit trees and vegetables. So if you're new to my channel, you can click subscribe and know what are other things that I am planting around. So let me know if you have this plant or what are your thoughts about this, or if you have philodendron flowering, what are those philodendrons? I'm very curious to know. I don't consider myself expert in erodes, but surely they're easiest plant to grow.